we are like talking about it. I don't know. Sometimes me and Ashley are just going live talking about
Random
weird
stuff.
things. I think we are live. I'm not seeing.
I think we're live.
I think we're
Yeah.
live. Hello.
Oh, hi. People are here.
Okay. People are here. Yes, I put this for 9 a.m. at the morning, and people are like, "Are you here?" And I'm like,
Oh, no.
and I didn't notice until Ashley sent me a message like, "You put it at 9 a.m. Are you right? It's for
Oh,
it's
no.
for tonight." And I'm
I
like,
was literally like 11:15. Like I wasn't even awake. Like it wasn't at 9 a.m. was it? I did completely just sleep through it.
Have you ever done that for a video where you've scheduled it thinking that you're scheduling it for like 5 o'clock in the evening, and then you wake
Yes.
up and it's already gone live at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oh.
I thought I set for 5 p.m. one time, and I went up at midnight, and I was like, right, no. So I went into my settings, and I redone it for 5 p.m. that night. I was like, no, I'm just going to reschedule it. You can reschedule it.
Oh. So yeah, I think I did it before. I accidentally scheduled a video, and it went out at 5 in the morning. And I was so confused because I woke up and I saw like I'd had comments on it. I was like, how are people commenting on it? It shouldn't be live yet. And then, yeah, I realised what I'd done.
That happened to me a lot. Like at the beginning, I thought I would schedule with an hour, and I put like just midnight, and I'm like, why it's premiere at midnight when, and then, or when I put like I wanted 5, but instead of 5, I think on the full hours, so I go for 17, and instead of
Yeah.
17, I put on 7, and I'm on 5 waiting, and then it's like, why is this not live? Then I go see it at like 7. I'm like,
Yeah.
gotcha. It's not Portuguese time, so it's 5. It happens a lot of time. But you have a lot of friends here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Tell us what you're gonna read. We have Hope, we have Yunchen, we have Emily, we have Steph. Hi Steph. We have Cool Gamer. Hello. Hello friends. Tell us all where you're gonna read tonight or what you're gonna do. Wait, what you're gonna do. We are all cozy because it's winter. So
I'm cozy because I was in a blizzard earlier. And I'm like,
I saw your Instagram. Is it like really snowing?
I was so basically I was on a country road walking my dog, right? And it was like sunny, 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 sunny. And you look over and there's like this big giant grey cloud. I'm like, it's gonna proper just rain, you can tell. So it came across and it was literally like blizzard conditions while I'm trying to walk up a hill that's blowing in my face, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. And then straight after this cloud passed in like 5 minutes, it was sunny again, and I was like, okay then. It's the most Scottish deciding minute ever. You're like, sunny, 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 blizzard, sunny, sunny. I'm like,
yeah,
come on, Scotland. But yeah, it was an intense 5 minutes, I'll give you that. It was a very intense 5 minutes.
That doesn't happen to me with snow, but it happens with rain. Like it's sunny, and then we go outside, and it's raining, like full rain. And we're like,
I was in the middle of a country road, like an hour away from my house. There was no escaping this blizzard. I was like, I'm just gonna have to live through it. And I was wearing leggings because it was sunny, so I was just freezing. Literally, like I can't feel my legs.
Oh, no.
Luckily, I had a big puffy jacket, so I kind of kept some warmth in. But my legs, when I came home, because obviously I took off my leggings and stuff because don't want to be soaking wet clothes like on you. So I took them off, and my legs were purple, and I was like, okay, let's turn the heating on, get like some pajama bottoms on, and just warm up.
So Yunchen is started approved by Naomi Novik.
Yay!
Steph,
sorry, that's a recreate book club thing.
Yes. Steph is Spanish Love Deception. He has 30 minutes till the class. I'm also more or less halfway through that on audiobook. It's weird.
Is it good? I really want to read it. I've heard like good things, but then I've also heard bad things.
The first chapter, I listen and I'm like, what I am listening? Because they look like teenagers arguing like, I'm not talking to you. And I'm like, what? This is adult, right? These are adult people.
Okay.
And then I don't know. The character is like stupid sometimes. You want to punch her. The audiobook has a thing for me that like has only one narrator, and each time that the
Um,
male voice comes up, she says like his deep tone, his strong voice, and the voice is not strong or deep. It's like
okay.
I wish they had a male voice like to bring that
Yeah.
sensation of a strong voice, like very
Yeah.
low. But yeah, besides that, it's just a romance. Like sometimes it's
Okay.
very steamy.
Okay.
Good for February, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good for the season. There was a scene that I was like, is this normal? Because it was like you're going a little bit over the edge of normal that I hope on straight people. But it was fine.
Okay.
But it was fine. It was fine.
Okay.
The first two springs I'll have schoolwork and then I'll be reading Legendary by Stephanie Garber. That's a series I have to start, but I haven't. Because I have to finish other series.
I really didn't like the first book, Caraval.
Yeah, I have the three, like always do. If I don't
Yeah.
like the first, I'll sell the others, like full set. Go.
See, I know a lot of people that love the first book, and I
Mhm.
read it, and I liked it to start with, but I hated the ending. I
You're
hated
like,
it.
no,
I was
that's
really,
not the way to end the book.
I was so angry. I was like, these are horrible characters. I don't like this. So, yeah.
Like, rip those pages, and I'm like,
It
nope,
was a library book, so yeah,
you don't exist for me.
yeah.
Yeah,
I hope
I've
you
not
read
read it, but I
it.
know a lot of people who absolutely adore
Yeah,
Caraval.
I feel like it's a me thing because everyone seems to love it, and yeah.
I love when it's a me thing. It's like, nope, I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm on the south coast, so it was sunny today too. Okay. I finish up a book for Valentine's Day vlog. I'm doing nice. I'll. I never would have picked it out otherwise, but I absolutely love it. Good. Hi, Mel. Yes, there are 30 going on 13. Yes,
It's
definitely.
not a film.
The film I think is in the reverse.
13
30
going on
going
30.
30.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a movie. Currently sitting at 2 stars. You
Maybe.
are too mean, Steph. It's not that bad.
Ooh.
It's not that bad. It's a 3, average 4. Because it's sometimes it's cute. It's a romance. You don't expect a lot of profile. One thing that bothers me is that she always translates Spanish phrases.
Oh, okay.
She's like, for me, that I speak Portuguese doesn't matter because I understand them. And
Yeah.
as in for the English part, will be like, we have to translate. But I feel like, you couldn't. Like,
You
they
can
could
still get.
serve.
You can still understand it, like in the
Yes,
context of the story.
yes, definitely. Because
Well,
it's only.
for me, it kind of depends because some books I just have no idea what's going on if they do it too often. It's like every like so often, and you're kind of
No,
like
Yeah.
because
you can understand. But if it's like constantly, I'm kind of like I have no clue what's going on anymore. I need like to bring up like Google Translate and then try and work it out from there because let's be honest, it's never accurate.
but it's not like they have full conversation in Spanish. It's like they speak in English and then they do like some Spanish phrase in the middle, and she immediately translates that phrase, and you could guess it. I think.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah,
I'm trying to finish the Witcher book today.
Ooh.
Nice. That's another series I want to start. I want to start a lot of things, but I have to finish first things. Hi, Kennedy. Reading the Midnight Library, another book that I want to read, but
I like the
definitely.
Midnight Library.
I've got it. I just keep forgetting I have it. So when I'll read it, it's anybody's guess. 'Cause
I've started Piranesi today. Ooh, nice.
Ooh, I've heard good things about that.
Yeah.
see, that's the
Kim,
opposite for me. I've only heard bad things about it.
Really? See,
Yeah.
I've heard it's a bit weird. But I like the
That makes
sound of it.
no sense when you're reading it. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it makes no sense when you're reading it. But then obviously it starts to make sense. But I like books like that. So,
Love the Midlife Library. And Mary says, I really dislike when authors repeat things in multiple languages. I feel like the context is easily enough, especially if it's just a slang word or a phrase. Yes, it's usually like, cariño, no hables like, no hables así. Is like, love, don't talk like this. Like, you understand what they mean.
yeah.
It's not like I think art things, but I'm biased because I understand them.
It's just when it happens too often in a book that it kind of makes me like really confused. Like if it's like constantly, like I read a book and it was like that much was all in like I think it's either French or Spanish, and that it didn't give you any context because she was just speaking to someone, and then it just moved on in English, and then it would do it again, and I was like, I have no clue what's being said here, like at all. Like I understand like the odd like phrase or something, but this is like huge paragraphs. I'm like, cool. What does any of that mean? Is that what's happening?
For me, here makes sense because she goes to Spain, so
Yeah.
they will have to speak Spanish. Like even if it's English or in this case American, they will speak more Spanish than English, so they would have be more, but it's not that big. I really love Jonathan Stranger and Mr. Norrell, so I'll have to try Piranesi. I started, I DNF'd it at the time. It was too boring. It's like a chunk book of 600 pages or something, and the first 100 I was bored, so I was like, nope, not for me for now. Maybe one day. I didn't know it was a BBC adaptation.
I think I remember seeing that. Mhm.
What is fun is reading Old English. No. I can understand Old English. Like
I can understand it okay. There's some stuff that I'm like, huh? If you give me Cockney English, I have zero idea. But if you give me Old English, I'm actually alright. But Cockney English, I have no clue what's going on in the slightest. Because I'm like, what? What are you saying? I need it translated, please.
it took me 3-5 books to figure out Haute Gaul in the Carré book was jail, and only after I read Gaul Bird. Oh, okay, Jailbird. For me it's hard, the Old English, because I'm not English speaker. But it will go. Like in the end of the book, I will read a page and understand it. But by the end. So we'll tell you what we are going to read. So Ashley, you can start. You have your book in hand.
I'm reading Interview with the Vampire, which I need to read for Vampalong. So I only started it like yesterday or something. I'm on page 66. So
you're going to advance. Sam is trying to pick a book.
I am trying to decide what to read because I started reading. I think it's Ruin by John Gwynne, the third book in the Faithful and the Fallen series. I started reading it in November, and I still haven't finished it yet. But I've got like 10% left on the audio on the ebook. So I'm like, should I just try and power through? I think I've got like 100 pages left. Should I just try and finish it, or do I pick up a shiny new book?
I think you should try and finish that book, because otherwise you're never going to finish it. Whereas you might be able to finish it during sprints.
I have been reading
and then that's one off of the list.
So I have been reading it. I've been reading. So every time I get the train to work, because I do 2 days in the office, I've been reading for like 40 minutes, like each way. So that's how I've been getting through it gradually, and I am enjoying it. But
I will go for a shiny new book. Leave that for the train.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, you should just read it.
Because I could try and finish it on sprints, or I could finish it in the week when I'm on my way to work.
No, during the week.
It might be a really good ending though, and then you wouldn't want to put it down. And then what if you're like coming to the end of your train and you're like, but I need to know now.
See, I feel like it is going to be a really good ending because it's like,
if it's in the middle, it doesn't really matter so much because like stuff happens towards the end. But usually at the end is when things start all wrapping up and it goes like really fast paced for books. So I'd say ending.
But
how much do you have left?
I think I've got about 100 pages left. I've got about 10% left.
So you can read it in one sprint, like 2 maximum.
Sounds like an exclusion.
I'll read for the first sprint. I'll read Ruin. That's what I'll do. First sprint, I'll read it, see how I'm going at the pace. Yes, and then maybe shiny new book.
I genuinely love Sam's face. You think that she's going to read 100 pages in 25 minutes. She was like, that's not going to happen in this
I mean, I read quick, but I'm not that quick.
She's gonna focus, like hyper focus. Hi. I am notating an article right now, but also reading The Summer of Everything by Julian Winters in between. Nice. Book with time with Ryan is I'm reading Moby Dick now, and some locations have old spellings. Okay. We're all located. So I'm from Portugal.
And I'm
And
from Birmingham in the UK.
and
I'm in Edinburgh in Scotland. So
Yes.
you know.
We are all in the same time zone, but I'm from a different country.
Oh, also we're all in the same time zone, but all in different countries.
Yeah.
Like that's perfect.
There is a line that unites us all. Yes, and Rice recently passed away. I'm just finishing.
And just finish it, photo. Yeah, I'll read it for the first sprint, and I'll see how it goes.
See, but Hope is with me reading new books.
Oh, it's like the vote is split. So yeah.
Which new book would you pick? That's
So,
interesting.
there's a book that I need to read because I've got an arc through NetGalley, but it came out a few weeks ago, and it's called Her Perfect Twin.
I wanted to know, so read that one. I need to know if it's good.
So it's like a lockdown thriller about a woman who I
Yes.
think she kills her twin and takes on her identity, but then lockdown happens and she's like, oh, well, what do I do? Because I can't be in two places at once because we're in lockdown. And so it sounds really cool.
Yes, it sounds really
Sounds
cool.
interesting. Depending how that's written, that can be done really well, or it can be really boring. Depending how that is written, it's going to go either one of two ways.
But that's always the problem with thrillers. Or it's
Yeah.
amazing, or it's like the concept was good, but the execution was not that.
Thrillers are so hit and miss because it's all the way that because the plots can sound so interesting, but then it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that happens to me with Peter Swanson a lot. Like he has good ideas, but then it goes like no.
So yeah, I've read 8 Perfect Murders by him, or is that
Yes.
there's 2 names, isn't there? There's one there's a different name in the US.
All Perfect Murders is something like that.
Rules for Perfect Murders.
Rules for
Yeah,
Perfect
that's
Murder, yes.
Is that the
Yeah.
one that's fun with different films? And they talk about how
yes.
Books, yes.
Yeah, different books, yeah. And it's really good, but it spoils a load of books apparently, like which I read it anyway because I've forgotten by now. But yeah,
I did that for May. I read all the 8 books and I couldn't remember a single thing.
Yeah.
The only book that spoils it's The Secret History, but
Yeah, see, that's what I
spoiler.
heard.
But the spoiler, it's on the first page, so it's not a spoiler. Because
Oh,
the first page of The Secret History says that that person dies and who killed him, and it's more about the why.
oh, okay.
So it's not a spoiler. For the others,
I can't
it's a
remember it
spoiler.
anyway.
I couldn't remember a thing, but I love that book. All The Kind Word Killing is also very good, but then his latest, like the every
Every Vow You Break.
Every Vow You Break was like the concept was good, but it was predictable.
See, that's my thing. I don't like thrillers where they're predictable.
Like when I read the premise and now I started listening, this will be like, this is gonna be a revenge plot. Like it's gonna be like a revenge something. It's like stalker thing, and I was like, yep, that's right.
Yeah.
But
So I
then,
don't like it when you pick up a thriller and like within the first chapter you can pretty much predict everything that's going to happen
yes,
in the book. Like
the end was different than I thought, but the line was the same. Like it was a revenge plot.
I try not to read thrillers all that often. Like I love thrillers, but I try not to read them too often because otherwise I just feel like exactly that where I'm like, oh, this is going to happen.
See,
It's the same if I watch too many horror. It's the same if I watch too many thriller movies, like kind of back to back. Then I'm kind of like, this is just going to happen, and then it does. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's time to take a break from thrillers and then come back to it in a bit once.
I feel a bit like that with thrillers. I think I've read so many now that I can pick up the patterns and like the tropes and stuff. So I find a lot of them predictable, but sometimes you find a good one. So.
There's always something new or something that is different. So we have our timer, which is now a cozy to celebrating
Oh,
the new Chinese year, which
Yeah.
was on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it
it
was
was,
on Tuesday.
yeah, yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah.
Time
So
was.
I haven't said, but I'm finishing the Poppy War. I am trying to
Oh, how are
finish
you
it
finding
for.
it?
I'm loving it so far. I love that it's so fast paced that I go through like it's not heavy to read,
Yeah,
but I'm intrigued because I understand why people wanted more of the Academy because the Academy was so rush.
yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't need it. I just wanted this to move on. I want like people to die.
I prefer the second half of the Poppy War to the first half, and which I think is a bit of an unpopular opinion. Like I preferred it
I've not
when it
read it yet,
moved
so
away. Yeah.
I think I'm
don't
now
don't
on the
spoilers.
second part,
No
and I think
spoilers. No spoilers.
yes, but I think I'm enjoying more the second part than the first.
Yeah.
The first is just build up.
Yeah. The second book was my favorite in the series.
It's for this month, which I is not gonna happen, but it has to happen.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I keep forgetting February's the shortest month.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. It's I have 24 days left for 6 books.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I just repeat it to myself over and over. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, and then just hope it'll stick. Like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll stick eventually. It'll be fine.
Yes. Okay, so we have our timer. I'll get set. So happy reading, everyone.
Reading.
And the first one is done. I'm in this very hard position because the first one is done. Because my cat decided to be part of this.
Oh.
Cute.
Yeah, but it's like move the computer. Go.
Yeah. I swear my cat gets jealous sometimes when I'm reading. I can hear, I always hear her coming up the stairs because my stairs are just outside my room. And I hear this like footsteps. And then I like count to 3. And then I hear it meow. She comes around like the door. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm reading.
But I'm here. Give me
Yeah.
attention.
See, I'm lucky. Ty'll just lie next to me usually and like go to sleep.
See, Tallulah
just
doesn't do that. She won't do that. She will like, she'll come up to me and she'll get a paw and be like this. Like, put it down. I'm like, go away.
Yeah, like
After I finish reading, he'll start bringing me toys. Like, you finished reading, that means it's playtime now, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm reading, he'll leave me alone. So, upside, I guess.
I was playing this afternoon and it was like all over me and I was like, can I play? And it was like move and I'm like, okay, one hand. No, 2 hands. And I'm like,
Yeah.
one hand. Still, you get.
That's the thing about cats is that they're independent, but when they want attention, they want attention.
Full attention. Like,
Yeah.
stop everything. I don't care. If you are in a meeting, I'm the most important person
Yeah.
in the room.
Yeah.
So how did everyone go this time around?
I read 9 pages.
I forgot to check.
I
I'm
got
really close. I'm on page 700 according to my Kindle.
nice.
How much more do you still have?
8%.
That's not too bad.
So I don't know how many pages that is, but
So no, it's 80 pages. If you had like a 100 and you had 10%.
possibly, yeah. I need to double check how long this book is.
Because if you had like 100 pages left and you had 10% left on Kindle, meaning each 10 pages is 1%.
That would make
Does your
sense.
Kindle not do the little bit at the bottom where it tells you how many pages?
Yeah, because I don't know whether it's accurate. Because like Goodreads is saying there's 768 pages, but I don't know whether there's like extras on
Could
the
be
end.
Kindle edition. Might be longer.
it's a Kindle edition, and I know that sometimes there's like a glossary and stuff at the end as well. So
Yeah. I got 923 pages. It's
Wow.
really fast. I like it. I like when books are reading fast.
yeah,
Apparently mine isn't because I only read 9 pages.
You didn't have the block. You didn't have that block to move forward.
To be fair, the writing in this is kind of smallish. I mean, like, it has a big bit at the bottom there, but, like, overall, it's kind of, like, smallish.
Even the top. The top is very
Yeah.
written. So we had here Kat, who just got in time for the first print, and Elizabeth. I'm trying to finish the other book for Gulliver's Travel. I have 1 hour left, and it's boring.
That's not good.
That's my thing.
Like,
with
you're
comics.
almost done. Think of
Yeah,
the positive. You're almost done.
Or you can just DNF it and be like, nope. It's not for me. It's my motto for this year. Nope, it's not for me. Let's go.
I need to get better at doing that. I'm good. I'm okay with DNF in audiobooks because I listen on scribd. So if I start listening to an audiobook and I'm like, oh, I don't like the narration, I don't care. I'll just stop listening.
Definitely.
But if I've like invested time into a book, and if I've bought a book as well, then I like to give it a good chance.
If I bought it, I'm like, let's make it worth. But I don't know. I was in January. I was reading this arc, and it was taking me like so much time to read it. And I was like, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm not getting like I passed the 50%. Nope. Okay, I'll go for the Poppy War. I don't care.
yeah. No,
Mm.
I agree.
Whereas I just push myself through it. I'm like, I will get through this book.
I mean,
I will see if it gets worse or not. That's
Yeah.
because after a while I stopped caring about the plot, and I'm like, can this get any worse?
Yeah.
Let's have a look, see if it gets
Like
any
that.
worse. So it
Yeah.
starts really just changing my momentum for reading it.
if it's that bad, I push through because I want to see how bad it is.
Yeah.
If it's just like medium and it's like I just don't care,
Yeah.
I'll need to go because I have things to do.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But if I buy it, I'm like, I'd spend my money on this.
Yeah. I hate that. And especially because like I'll only buy books if I think I'm gonna love it. And so like I hate it, like, you know, when you get that disappointing feeling of like I really wanted to love this book and I just don't.
The
Yeah.
only good thing is like you can sell it, so you have always a
Yeah.
return, except ebooks. But usually ebooks you go for the 99 pound pence.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
£99. That could you
99p.
imagine?
99p, yeah. 99p deals, yeah.
You understand?
£99 deal, and you're like, how much was this book originally?
Well, I've worked out I've got over 100 unread books on my Kindle, and I only really buy like 99p Kindle deals. But then if I've got over 100 unread books on my Kindle, that's over 100 quid that I've spent on books that I haven't read yet. So,
But some of them
Pretty
can
sure
be
the Kindle
could
deals
be
for
free.
February were great.
they were, yeah, really good for Feb.
Because sometimes books are free. For
Yeah.
example, the Cradle series was free for some time, the 6 first books. So
I'm sure I've got a load of classics as well on here that I got
yes,
when I first got my Kindle that were all free as well. So I've got a lot
Yes.
of like Jane Austen's books on here.
definitely. I got all my Jane Austen's,
Yeah,
the Bronte sisters. They were
Yeah.
free, and we're like, yeah, it's free. Why not?
yeah. It's like, yeah, I'll read them eventually. I do want to read more of Jane Austen's books.
Me too. But it's like it's already there. It's safe.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a good morning from Lola. I'm reading Electronic Idol, Neo God's booktube. I don't know what that is about.
Is that
But
Katie Robert?
yes, we want to know, Lola. Tell us more. I catch up a couple of YouTube videos. Lol, I'm ready to read now. You can do it. I also catch up a ton of videos today while I was playing.
Same,
Yeah.
and then I added 60 TBR game videos to my watch later.
We're not going to talk about how long my watch later is.
Literally, it was at 50, and I was like, I'm doing really well. And then went, actually, you know what? Let's add in around 60 different TBR videos. So, you know, that's essentially what my watch later now is.
Mine's actually not that bad. Mine just says 73. So
That's not bad.
I have 51 books, 51 videos to
yeah.
see.
That's not bad. Yeah, I had that, and then I went crazy with TBR videos for February. So
Oh, I love TBR videos though. It's so easy to just like
Yeah.
go through them.
Hope is I'll sure get this assignment done in the next sprint. Nice. How dare you do anything but pet your feline when he or she is demanding it? Yeah.
Yep.
If cats ever rule the world, be like, time for petting.
Yep.
So got Knoxwich Book Life got 40 pages. That's amazing.
That's cool.
That's a lot. And Newton 20 pages. So should we go to the second one?
Yeah.
So we have here this very cozy timer with a cat.
Oh, that's so cute.
aww.
Pusheen.
Yeah. So I think it's 25 minutes. It's 25 and some seconds, but never mind.
Close enough.
So are we ready? Everyone, oh, we have here some people. We have Anna who arrived. Hi Anna.
Hello.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Okay, so it's time to celebrate. We have to celebrate.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
I'm not singing. You don't want to hear that. That would not be a birthday present. If you sing it.
I want to do karaoke parties. and I think we all should do karaoke party.
See, I love karaoke. I'm not good at it.
I don't mind. It's karaoke is to be fun. You don't have to be good. You can break glasses just to be you channel your inner diva and you let everything out.
Yeah.
Just that. Estelle, if I'm almost finishing out the book and it's too boring, I change to pace 2 to finish faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah, the book is Kate Roberts' Muddy Greek Mythology Retelling. This one is Eros and Psyche. Yeah, I'm a fast reader when I'm not distracted by internet. And a lot of happy birthday to Anna. Anna also loves karaoke. What is your go-to karaoke song? Go.
Ooh. So, I usually do Nicki Minaj.
Which one? I'm curious.
Starships or Anaconda, but it depends who I'm with because sometimes it's just not appropriate.
I thought super bass. I was like, please, super bass.
Oh, I've done that as well. Yeah, super bass. Yeah. Anaconda is not appropriate because usually if we do karaoke, it has the music video up on the background, and that is not an appropriate music video to do with like certain people.
Mine's is probably Misery Business by Paramore.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an old classic. So
or classic karaoke, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
Like power ballad.
But that you have to feel it very strong.
Yeah.
I think for me it's not a surprise which song do I start. It's anything from Britney Spears. Like
I was gonna say it has to be a Britney Spears song.
Britney's
like,
good for karaoke.
You know me. Usually depends on the mood, but I go for Oops, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I would have thought yours would have been Toxic. I don't know why.
That's the second, because to start it goes with Oops. You have to be in the mood already for Toxic. Or Work Bitch.
Maybe that's just my two personalities. Just like
Toxic
Are you saying that I'm a toxic person? I'm not understanding that. Or are you saying that I'm trying to kill my ex-boyfriends with some poison?
Maybe.
Like you did.
Bit of both. Why not?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a flight attendant yet.
You know, if you lose your career as a scientist, you can always be a flight attendant.
And every time that someone's calling me, is like, "Baby, can you see?" The flights will be funny, at least.
I like the idea of being a flight attendant, but I don't do very well with jet lag.
See, I've looked into it before, but I'm too short. So.
Oh, how tall do you have to be?
It depends on the airline. Some of them say 5'10", others say at least 5'4", and I'm like 5'2".
Okay.
So
see, I'm 5'6".
I'm a bit short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to.
So, yeah.
Depending on the airline, you'd be able to.
Yeah.
Just I'm too short, so I'd maybe do well on like a Chinese one or something because they're quite short. So I'd maybe be able to kind of get away with it there, but I'm too short otherwise.
5'10" is very tall.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know many people who were 5'10". Obviously men, but
I had to convert because metric system. But 5'10" is taller than me, a lot taller.
Okay.
I'm
5'6", and I think I'm like quite tall.
I must be like 5'7", I believe.
I'm a midget.
I'm 5'6".
About the same height as me then.
Yeah. Around that. You're not midget. You are just
yeah. So small. I'm so small. It's great. I can't reach nothing. I'm like I can't reach like even in supermarkets when they got stuff like they got the freezer and then you've got like the bits above it, I can't reach. I have to like stand on the metal bar bit that they have for the thing and just kind of crawl up.
My best friend is 4'9", so she's very small.
Wow.
Yeah, she's very small.
I can understand her small problems. Very well.
In contrapart, let me see how tall is. Yeah, my boyfriend is tall. No, it's not inches. Like I want centimeters. It's 6'4".
Oh, okay, wow, that is tall.
That's tall.
But I don't know inches. I have always to check it. See, Hope is the same height as Ashley. You're not small.
No, we are. We're small. We're tiny. Trust me, I'm small.
You are like Skip, tiny but powerful.
It's like when people say, it's like, would you ever date a man that's smaller than you? And I'm like, no, because if they're smaller than me, we're going to have some serious issues. We're not going to be able to reach nothing. Like, I'm small enough. Like, they need to be at least a tiny bit because I can't
Just
reach
tiny.
nothing. I have to, like, climb on my bunkers and stuff. Like, we're not going to reach nothing if they're smaller than me. We're going to have the biggest problems ever. Like,
Oh no, Jesus God.
it's not going to work.
I imagine you both like climbing each other's back to make it.
You're like, let me
Yeah.
go on your shoulders because I need to be able to reach the top shelf. Like,
That's what I thought. Like, yup. Like video game strategy. Like jump over. Like this is why platform shoes are great.
all my shoes
Yes.
are slightly platformed.
Same. I do have the same. Or ask a tall stranger if it's on the drive shelves. I'm 5'2", compact. Hell no, not shorter. Sorry.
Exactly. Oh, if we were the same height, like, we can't do shorter. Like, we're too small as it is. Like, the world's not set up for our height. Like, we're not doing well.
Ah, okay. We are ready now.
Yeah.
I need to forget a little bit the jump scene. Okay. Oh, he's dreaming with a Pikachu. Okay. It's cute.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I think it's starting soon. I believe yes. Happy reading. And it's over. We finished another one. Okay, I have this called. How did everyone go this time?
I have 4% left.
It's
So I
almost.
think I might try and finish it.
Yeah, at this time, just finish it. Next one.
Yeah.
I think I read 8 pages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not reading it very fast.
That's all
Like in
right.
15 minutes, I think I've read like 18 pages.
That's all right.
But you're taking
So-
your time.
Yeah.
I am liking it though. It's just a lot slower paced than I'm used to.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth says, I'm finishing listening Gulliver Travel. I increased the speed to three times to make it go faster. It was so dull.
You
Definitely
should finish
one.
it.
Yeah. But it's not one that is on my list of classics to read.
No.
Mel says, not me falling asleep, but back to do work. Go Mel, you can do it. We trust you. Lola read 17 pages. Hope finished her assignment. Yay,
Yay.
not reading. I got 60 pages. Wow, that's amazing. Less internet distraction. That's amazing.
Right.
We got 24 pages, and we got Kim. Hi, Kim. What are you reading?
So I got to a point in my book
Mm-hmm.
where something like happened, was revealed. And so, yeah, it's like completely changed the whole series. And I was reading it thinking, what? And now I'm really confused. But,
Now you're like, I'm going to the arc, or I'm going to continue to the last one to know what's going to happen.
I need to finish it now, I think, because I think I can finish it in one more sprint. I think one or two more. I've not got
I
that
think
much.
the next one you finish. But will you stop the series for now, or you have to go to the last one?
See,
Because
I
you
was
need to-
ready to stop because so I read book 2 and I finished that back in November, and then I started this straight after, went straight into it, and I was just reading it as like my train book. And I don't think that's really helped because I've been reading it in bits. Like I've been enjoying it, but it's been breaking up the flow, and there's a lot of characters in this series, and I keep forgetting who people are. And so something will happen, and it'll be like this big epic moment, and I'll be thinking, I can't remember who this person is. Like there is a character list apparently because I read the physical copy for the second book, but I can't flick back to the character list on my Kindle.
If you put your bookmark in, there should be like little lines at the top, and you'll be able to do it that way.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, there
It
is.
usually has like chapter 1, 2, 3, whatever, beginning, end. It should have it there.
Yeah. I might look into that for the next one because I keep getting confused who people are.
Like those, like you've got the bookmarky bit, and then like the one right beside it that's like tiny lines and kind of dots together.
I'll
You should be
try
able to get it there.
show it again, Ashley,
Oh, okay.
because
I've got a really old Kindle.
I will try to increase you.
Mine is like the 2018 or something one.
Yeah, I've had mine for about 6 years.
Show it again.
So you've got like the bookmark one, and then you've got the one next to like beside the letters one, and it's that one. It'll tell you like what everything is. So it'll be like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've worked out how to do it.
And then you'll be able to
do
it that way.
I can do it. That's cool.
I was going to say it should be on all. It should be on all Kindles to do it that way in case you like lose where you are, that you can get to
I've
it
got
quickly.
really old Paperwhite. Like I think I've had this 5 or 6 years. So
I was going to say it should still be there. It's just that you are able to actually get to certain parts of the book. Or whatever.
I've always wondered what that bookmark thing does.
It's so useful.
I just use the notes, like I highlight like names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually check what, because obviously it does say like what percentage, page number and stuff. I'll usually check that if I want to flick back and forth. But
Yeah, if you use a bookmark and then just use the other one, and then you can flick back and then just press the bookmark and it'll take you back to exactly where you were, which is so useful. Ashley's
So,
Kindle tips of the night.
Kindle tip: how to bookmark on your Kindle. So Anna read 27 pages of Akhenaton. Akhenaton. I haven't heard of that. Tell us more, Anna.
Are you
We'd
enjoying
like to know more about new books. Like, don't mind the TBRs being huge. Just add more books. I'm reading a nonfiction book about our atmosphere. It's better than it sounds.
That sounds like it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
It's science, so for me it's interesting. I like it.
I like sciencey stuff.
So I'm learning something new on Sprint.
Learn something new every day.
We always learn something new on the Sprint. What was the last time that we remember that we learned? I don't know, but we talk about something important.
I don't know, but I learned yesterday that Germany is not where Ukraine is, so I genuinely thought Germany was next to Russia, and I looked at map and it's not, and I was like, oh, that's. I genuinely thought Germany was the other end of Europe, so that's what I learned this week.
Almost the center, like, of Europe.
It's
Genuinely was like,
into
oh, I'll be
Germany.
like, yeah, I thought it was here, and then we have like Spain and everything, and then it was like over here, and then continue with all the European countries, and then I thought it was exactly where Ukraine was. That's where I thought Germany was, right next to Russia. So I learned I don't know Europe. That's what I learned.
Germany was actually the last place I went outside the UK before lockdown. I went in February 2020. Went to Berlin.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah, it was the last time I left the UK.
Anna said it's historical fiction about the history of Egypt during the Emperor reign.
Ooh, that
that's
sounds interesting.
Okay, I didn't know about that reign, but I liked Egyptian stories, so okay, I'm enjoying this Piranesi. Yeah, it's weird, but now I'm getting to a bit when it reveals why it's weird. Plot twist. Ooh, I like that it's a plot twist.
I love plot twists. If someone tells me that a book has a twist that I'm not going to see come in, then I will read the book and I will see if I can see the twist.
I hate when people say that, because then the whole time I'm looking for that twist, and I'm like,
it depends on the book though, because if it's a book where, like, if it's a thriller, then I want to know that it's got twists, because if it doesn't have twists, then I don't want to read it. And the same with like a mystery and stuff. But
I'm more just like, I don't want to know, because then it might spoil it for me, where I'm like just searching for it instead of properly paying attention to the story.
yeah.
But everyone's different. Just for me, I'm like, stop saying it has a twist, because that's all I'm going to focus on now.
But it's like with Brandon Sanderson books, for example. Like if someone says, oh, this book has lots of twists, then it's not, because then you don't know when the twists are going to be. You just... I
just finished my reread of Final Empire like 2 or 3 days ago. And like, like the Lord Ruler part at the end. I'm not going to say what it is because it's kind of a spoiler. But like who the Lord Ruler is. I got it so much earlier this time. Like I completely forgot all about like everything. And then I was reading it and I was like, oh, this makes so much sense from like the beginning. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, so I don't want to say too much, but like I'm hoping you guys know what I mean. But like the diary entries, I was like understanding them a lot deeper. It's like, this makes so much sense now.
For that book, while I was reading, I had so many theories. Like
it doesn't cry this time. It doesn't cry this time round. I was like, oh, I like crying after.
I just finished Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Like it's the first Brandon Sanderson book I've read since Mistborn. Wasn't as good as Mistborn, but like it was okay.
Yeah, I think Warbreaker is not the favorite of most people.
No,
Atlantis is a bit more loved than Warbreaker.
Yeah, see, I going into Warbreaker, didn't know that it was very strongly like romance based, and it actually says on Brandon Sanderson's website, like, read this. Here's where you can start with the Cosmere if you like romance. And I don't like the way that Brandon Sanderson writes romance, so I'll probably.
I want to read all of his stuff, so it's one I'm definitely interested in. I didn't know it was romance though, so that's good to know ahead of time.
Yeah, I wish I'd known ahead of time, because as I was reading it, I was thinking, I really hope there's no romance in this. I'm like,
chose the wrong book then,
there's
Sam.
a lot of romance. Yeah, I was like, oh. Yeah.
Like, I don't want romance.
See, usually I like romance in books, but with Mistborn,
when you expected.
Yeah, but like with Mistborn, I didn't like the romance in that. Like the series, I didn't love it. And I think I just don't like the way that Brandon Sanderson writes romance. I just don't find it believable. It's just like, okay, fine, I can accept this and still enjoy the story, but
yeah, because it's not the main
yeah
focus. You have other things.
Yeah.
Well, we still have a lot of books on the Cosmere to read, so
yeah, I'm reading Elantris this month, which I'm excited about.
Well, I'm trying to do a reread of Final Empire. I've got to reread The Well of Ascension. I've not read The Hero of Ages yet, so I'm reading up so I can actually properly appreciate it. Instead of being like 4 or 5 years later and you're like, okay, now I'll do it. So yeah, rereading them, and then I think I'm going to go for either Skyward or the one that has about superheroes, but I can never remember the name of it.
Steelheart?
Yeah, that one. But I don't want to read Era 2 soon afterwards as well.
Yeah, see, my plan is to read Elantris next, and then I think I'm going to work my way through Era 2, and then start on The Way of Kings. Which
I'm keeping The Way of Kings for last.
Yeah.
Well, the order is after Elantris is Hope of Elantris.
Yeah, that's like a novella, I think.
And then it's
I think there's a few novellas as well that I'll probably read.
It's a few novellas, and then you have the comics, The White Sand, and then it's Mistborn Era 2. For now, the ones that are published, because...
Are they anything really to do with like that kind of thing, or can you just kind of read them like regardless?
I think it's like they add extra like explanation. Like I know that there's a novella in the Mistborn series that's set before the Final Empire, and so it explains how they come to do the heist and stuff, like the events that lead up to the Final Empire. So it's like, it just
do you need to read like Elantris and things before you read more, or do you think it's fine?
You don't have to. It's more that because they're all set within the Cosmere, it's the same world.
Yeah.
And so there's like overlap. And so I think there's like Easter eggs is the way that I've heard it described, is like,
okay.
So if you go into the Stormlight Archive, there's Easter eggs for the other Cosmere books. So it's good if you've read them first, because you can still understand everything. You don't have to have read them, but you'll get more from it. So
So I've never really paid attention to the reading order of it. I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to read them the way I want to read them. But
yeah, I've heard most people say Mistborn or Warbreaker or Elantris are like good entryways. So if you read those through the first, and then go on to the Era 2, and then Stormlight Archive, that's what I heard. But I'm not an expert, so don't quote me on that.
I would probably do. I feel like my reading order is kind of going to be Mistborn Era 1, kind of do something like sci-fi, or do something like different outside of the Cosmere, just so I can kind of have like a bit of a break, and then do Era 2. Or maybe I will just read some standalones, but I don't know. I feel like I'd want to just continue with Mistborn and try and get that up to date before Era 3 comes out.
Don't worry, you still have Era 4, so you still have 4
eras. And it's going to take them a while to write those.
I should be caught up by then.
Yes, we will be old with Canes.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be near, like, in my 40s by the time that, like, the Stormlight Archive is complete. So that's terrifying.
I think Steph said she was around her 40s, 40-somethings, when he finished the Stormlight Archives.
Yeah.
So we'll be old.
It's just scary.
Kim says, I never heard romance in Sanderson mentioned
Yeah.
before. I'm intrigued even more now.
See,
Oh,
it's not like, I don't think it's bad. I think it's just not my personal taste in romance. Like, it's, yeah.
It's weird.
I feel like there's a lot of telling and not enough showing.
Yeah.
That's how I felt like with Warbreaker.
Knox says, I haven't read anything by Sanderson. It's been on my TBR for a while, along with The Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time is another one that takes ages to read. But with a good commitment and a good team, you can read them.
Yeah, because Brandon Sanderson wrote the last few books in The Wheel of Time, didn't he?
Yes.
That's the only reason I'm interested. That and the TV show, and because I know that he wrote the last few books, and so I'm like, oh, well, I know that he writes good endings to series, so I feel like if you commit into a book series that long,
he wrote, but he had the planning from Jordan. He made the
Yeah.
planning how the series should end.
Okay.
So he just wrote it,
Yeah.
but he had the information for that. I don't know. The Wheel of Time, it's very interesting because it's a lot of books. Some of them are huge.
Yeah, and I've heard some books are a slog to get through, and they're not as good.
It's the 4th till the 7th, I believe.
But the rest is good, and I'm like, but do I want to read those middle 3 books if they're not good?
Can we skip them? Can we
Yeah,
glance over it?
just listen to the audiobook on 3 times speed.
I would love to read, but I'm just kind of like too daunted by them just now. So I'm like, I'm just gonna focus on the ones I have, considering I've just started this, and this is a 13-book series, and I just started Shadowhunters, and that's like 16 books. So I'm like, I've started enough big series for now. I'll come back to that one in a while.
I was actually secretly relieved that I didn't like the first Shadowhunters book, because it means that I don't feel any drive to read the rest of the series.
Well, I'm gonna do. I've got a box set with 6, or is it 7? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I've got 6 there, and I've got 3 other ones. And if by then I'm like tired of it or don't want it, I'll just not read anymore. But I'll read the ones I've got. So
I think the biggest series I have to finish is The School of Good and Evil, which is 6 books.
Okay,
that's not that bad.
That's not bad. I think it's the biggest one because the rest are trilogies.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I have the series on Unfortunate Events, but those are 150 pages.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
They don't
they're
count.
not long at all. I'm sure Emma from Drinking by My Shelf did a vlog where she read them in 24 hours.
You can read each one in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem. I still need to read Hero of Ages. I need as well. I have my bookmark there. I'm halfway through the point.
Have you still not finished Hero of Ages?
I haven't not finished. I stopped and I was like, it will end on my TBR game and it will be chosen, and then goes and I'm like, damn it.
I'm hoping to get Well of Ascension on my TBR next month. But it's going to depend how big my other books are. But I'm going to try my hardest to get in next month.
That's the thing. I need to make sure they are small so we can have like a 400 left pages to read.
I mean, my TBR game doesn't give me much choice on what I can read. It's just like, this is what you're getting. And I'm like, these prompts don't work. And since I've also got the group book, and I've got to get the read-along book to try and fit in there, it's hard for me to try and fit in a third book, but
it's hard with TBR games because like they're really fun to play, but also sometimes you just want to read what you want to read.
Yeah. That's the thing. The good thing is you can always choose between the prompts, but you are fixed to that.
Yeah. I like it more now that I've changed my TBR game because a lot of the prompts I land on are just genres. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then every so often there's like a more fun prompt. Like,
I don't
easier.
find mine, but it was like, I'll put one that says classic, and I was like, what is the probability of in 30 cards in 4 sets land classic in a year?
Yeah.
First time classic. Huge. Big time.
Yeah. That's happened before. Like you'll pick a card up and it'll be like a prompt, and you'll be like, I don't like this prompt, and then you'll remember I wrote this prompt. Why did I do that to myself?
Because I feel
Yeah,
like
I try and set my prompts wisely because, like, obviously I go from the word a prompt that fits that word. So, like, the word the. If I ever get the word the, it's just going to be the word the. There's not going to be a prompt. I don't feel like I need a prompt with the word the. Find a book with the word the in the title or a prompt. No, that's essentially just a free pick otherwise, isn't it? Like,
wild card.
I see. I got dog pick, and he chose the book I really, really wanted him to pick for me. But the other book, the one that he was close to getting, I also really wanted him to pick. So I was like, at least that's something. But I don't know. I don't get too much where I get to be like, I get to read all the books I want to read.
Yeah.
So I'm taking advantage of it in February before my game decides no for the rest of the year.
Hope was saying, then I want to read Titanic, as I read the first 2 Skyward books, and then I have no idea where I'm planning to go. Roro is here. Hi, Roro.
Apparently Cytonic isn't the last book in that series.
It's not?
I think there's a fourth.
There's a fourth, because my friend Connor read Cytonic and he expected it to be an ending and he was really annoyed. He was like, this isn't concluding. And then he found out afterwards it was going to be a fourth, and he felt so annoyed because he thought it was ending. So he was just so angry with the book. I think he rated like 2 stars or something. And then because he thought it was like an ending, so he was like expecting it to finish, and it didn't do anything kind of to do that. So he went in a completely different mindset. So he rated like 2 stars. Where he's like, if I read it knowing it was a middle book, probably would rate it higher because I wouldn't have had that expectation on the ending.
I didn't know it was a 4th time for a book series. Good to know, because I only started when the 4th came out.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning.
Yes, they're going at least a 4th. I don't know if it's going to go on after that, but I know Cytonic isn't the last book in that series. So don't go into it thinking it's the ending, because otherwise you'll be very angry, apparently. Being like, it's not ending right. Why is it not concluding to anything?
It's like,
going to be a 4th book. Oh, okay.
Did I miss some pages?
Yeah.
What happened?
I think that's what happened to him. So he was like, what the hell? This is not an ending to a book. What is happening? And then he saw it and he was like, oh, I understand now. So yeah, don't expect it to be the last.
Roro is reading Midnight Girls by Alicia Janiska. I know it's Polish. It's a Polish sapphic YA fantasy, yes. Both are monsters. Yes, they both want to kill the prince for his heart, something like that. It was a new release from December, so it's a very
I like the sound of that.
And the cover is very pretty. My longest series is Sonara Chronicles by Terry Brooks. I've just got the 7th last, but it's been so long I'll probably go back to the 15th for a reread. I think it's like 32 books. That's too long. That's too long. A little bit like Kim, she wants to read all the Discworld books. I don't know how many Discworld are, but I know there are a lot.
See, I really love long series, and I think maybe next year I might get rid of my TBR game for a year and just mood read or read big series, but then I think I'd miss it, so I'm like, do I? I wouldn't do it this year, but like, so undecided, because there's sometimes I just want to read a big series and just binge read, and I just can't do that with a TBR game, really. It doesn't go that way. What should I try and get? Prompts that'll make me actually get a whole trilogy so I can just binge read. Like, I'm just going to binge read a trilogy. It's fine.
I don't know. Let's hope we finish the series, because otherwise we are screwed. We have our new timer, which is a very cute claw. Hi, Bookish.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Will you finish your book?
No. Not a chance.
Just focus. Just focus, Ashley. You can finish.
I can't read over 200 pages in 30 minutes.
You can. It's 10 pages per minute.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay. Ready? Happy reading, everyone. And it's finished?
Hello.
You
I
finished
finished
it?
it. I finished it. I cried.
Oh,
Okay.
I wasn't expecting. But yeah.
And now? And now what?
Sorry?
And now what? Will you continue the series now?
I don't think I want to go straight into the fourth book. Like I struggled through most of this. It wasn't until I got to the very, very end where I don't know whether it was just because I was on these sprints as well that I was like getting into the story like a lot more. But like the ending, it was good, but I don't think a good like the final 10% was like amazing, but I don't think the first 90% was like just okay. So I don't know whether I want to go straight into the fourth book or like leave it maybe.
I always find that like if I do like small sections, like and leave it over times and stuff, then it becomes more sloggy. Whereas if I like dedicate a good couple hours, I can get more into it because I'm getting properly into the story. So maybe
And I think that's
kind of mix with that.
Because I was like I said, I was reading this like in bits when I was on the train and stuff. I think I need to save the final book for when I actually have time to like read it in chunks.
Yeah.
Because I really like the end of that, but it's I think as well that the beginning it started to feel a little bit repetitive. Like I think it's really well written. I think that John Gwynne, like, you know, it's epic fantasy and like it is epic, but it's just there's certain things that it feels a bit repetitive, and so I'm finding it a little bit not even predictable because there's shocking moments, but it's not like surprising me as in like, wow, I didn't see that come in. So it's a difficult one, but
So Hope read 37 pages. Yunchen got 26 pages. How many did you got actually? Half the way
I
point?
read 11.
It was better.
It's really not a fast read for me, is it? I am enjoying it though. It's just very slow for me to read through.
Maybe it's the letter, the font.
I think it's the way it's written as well because it's literally told like an interview. So he's just kind of saying how everything's kind of happening and his life story. So I think it's because I'm also not used to that kind of format that it's just taken me a bit longer to kind of get used to. But I don't know how it's like written in like book 2 and stuff because I know it isn't. Because this one's from Louis, but I think the other ones are more from Lestat. So I don't know if it changes kind of the writing style at that point or what. So we'll see. But I am enjoying it. I might actually do this as another episode of my book versus movie because, you know, if I'm reading it and I adore the movie, it seems logical that's just an easy YouTube video to do. So,
I've never actually
think
seen
of the positives.
I've never actually seen the film.
I never watched the film, actually.
It's probably one of my favourite vampire movies.
Yeah,
It's quite old now, isn't it? Did it come out in the 90s?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It has Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. And I hate Brad Pitt, but I loved him in an interview. So I think I like him in, and I'm like,
how can you wait Brad Pitt and say nothing about Tom Cruise? Please.
I like Tom Cruise.
No.
I do. I was like, see, I think Tom Cruise for me, I don't like him as a person. Tom Cruise for me as a person is a bit odd, but I think his acting is quite well done.
1994 it came out.
Okay, it's older than me. Okay.
I would have been like 3 when it came out.
It is amazing though. Like it still holds up pretty well. At least in my opinion, it does.
Talking about movies, I discovered that Vampire Academy is gonna have a TV series by Peacock.
Oh.
They released like some images today, and I was like,
I think it got announced September. I want to say September.
Yeah, but it comes out this year, which is very fun.
But I mean, like when they first announced they were properly doing it, I think it was September that like everyone kind of found out about it. I think. I know a lot of people who are really into the book series, which is the only reason why I know about it like last year. But
Like the first is good, the second is bad, the third is more or less. The rest of the series is kind of enjoyable. The second one is bad because you lost half of the book retelling everything that happened in the first one.
Oh,
Like you meet a character, this character is this one, this happened, this, and in the third is the same, but it's a little bit less. But it's boring too each time that you explain like, oh, this is type of vampire. This type of vampire is no, no, and you get like a recap, and you're like, okay, I know that. Move on. I have memory.
yeah.
But otherwise, it's just a YA fantasy with vampires.
I don't know if I ever read it. 'Cause
I
it
know I
rings-
did it.
I don't know. I don't know if it was one of those where like maybe I read the first few books, but when I was like a lot younger, and so I don't remember it.
I didn't even know it was books. I watched the film and I liked the film, and it wasn't till a good couple of years later that I found out it was actually a book series. And I was like, oh, well, I completely missed that then.
Have a good class. I love the movie. The movie is hilarious. They have like good punchlines on the book. Um, Kim says I didn't read loads, but I got to page 50, and it's really interesting. But I'm too sleepy, so I'm going to show off. Bye bye. Yes,
Bye.
soon. Tom Cruise just runs in all movies. What are you running from, Tom? See?
He's not running from anything in an interview, so that helps.
Because he's a vampire.
Oh, doesn't mean that he would be running. Just he doesn't.
60 pages again, 2/3 into the book.
You want
Nice.
to see him catch fire. If you want to see Tom Cruise get put on fire, watch Interview with the Vampire. It happens at one point.
Yeah, let me see if that will calm my anger. Nah. Like, he's on fire.
I like Tom Cruise as an actor. I think he's really well done. I really like his act. I really like that he does all his own stunts though. For me, that's something I really like.
That is just crazy people. For me, people who does stun is just crazy people. Without any formation for that.
I think it's
Because
cool.
it's like you can say, oh, it's cool, but yeah, if he's injured, he's done. That's why you have stunt doubles who are trained for that and have insurance for that.
But he knows what he's getting himself into as well.
He's kind of crazy, so I don't know. Maybe he needs some psychological assessment for that. Yeah, Queen of the
Okay.
Damned, it's a very interesting movie, but they never did the second one. It's interesting because Queen of the Damned is the third book of the series.
Yeah,
But
they done one and they done three, but they didn't do two.
two you overshadow, like you don't need.
I don't know whether the film has like one and two together or what though, because I've not finished Interview yet. So maybe they kind of combined it a little bit. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. Hope says I've seen the movie and plan no read the books, probably watch the show. Yeah, because it's going to be an adaptation, right?
We don't talk about that. We do not talk about that show.
It's
No,
not
we don't.
Bruno, so we can talk about that.
Oh no, we don't, because Jay was in this chat and even she was like, "Don't get Ashley started." I'm just gonna. You guys can talk about the show. Just tell me when you're done.
I was just trying to see if there's any Tom Cruise films that I actually like, and the answer is there's not many. I like
Okay.
the first Mission Impossible
I like
and
Mission
Minority
Impossible.
Report.
I thought you would say there is none, and I was like, yep.
There's because I was thinking War of the Worlds. I didn't like that.
I hated War of the World. I have such a hatred for Dakota Fanning, right? And I have like my whole life. But it started with War of the Worlds because she would not stop screaming. And I saw it in the cinema. And literally anytime I look at her face, even I know it's like over 10 years later, but anytime I look at her stupid face, all I can think of is her screaming for like 2 hours non-stop of War of the Worlds. And I hate it. So
I like the War of the Worlds like soundtrack. Like my dad used to play the cassettes like whenever we'd like drive in the car. And so,
Mhm.
yeah.
I just really hate Dakota Fanning screaming for hours. Like, I honestly can't look at her face without just thinking of that film, and it drives me up the wall. I'm like, no, no.
I don't know what else was he? No.
God, please don't get Ashley started. See, we don't talk about the show.
But I want to know. I don't know what happened to the show.
What's not wrong with that show? It's not even out yet, and I can say everything wrong with it.
It's okay. Ashley,
We lost Ashley.
breathe. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome back.
I'm okay, Ty. I'm okay. Even he's like, oh, stop. Like, we don't talk about that show.
It can be that bad.
Don't even.
Supposedly the new Interview with a Vampire TV series.
Run away like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like Mission Impossible. What are you going to pick now, Sam?
I think I'm going to start Her Perfect Twin.
Okay. I'll start something I regret. I don't, because I still want to know. I will not stop bothering you until you tell me. Hi, Jade.
We're not getting me started on that show, because otherwise I will be here for a good couple hours just ranting and raving, like about how much I dislike everything that they've done with this show, and it's not even out yet.
Okay,
So-
open the notepad, write everything you want to say, and send
Okay,
me over
I'll
Twitter.
say one thing I hate about it already, because if I say one
Please-
thing, then
Please don't tell me
that's it.
Get out
because
system.
it doesn't have
Okay,
Tom
so-
Cruise.
So in the show, Claudia is meant to be a 5 years old girl with little ringlets. She's meant to look like a porcelain doll. Okay,
Mhm.
that's fine. You goes completely with innocence, everything like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, what they've done with the TV show is made her a black teenager. Now, tell me how. Okay, so her being black that's fine. Like, they can do that, whatever, right? But she's meant to be 5, and they've made her a teenager.
Maybe because a lot of people
What?
felt uncomfortable
What
with
part of
having-
innocence is that? Where is any innocence in a teenager? Like
But
that.
I think it's not because
No.
of innocence, because from what I remember from Logan talking about the book, it has some sexual content or some sexual
Yeah.
intuitions with her. So it can be like to avoid being, because sexual intuitions with a teenager is more acceptable than a 5-year-old, even if she is an immortal 5-year-old.
No, the fact that she's a teenager at all, when she's meant to be like the innocence, which is what is meant to make Louis be like, okay, we'll stay, because he wants to get away from Lestat, and he's staying because he knows that she is so young and is so innocent and needs that guidance, and so he stays to help look after Claudia. And they've went, no, she's a teenager. Like, no, if she was a teenager, he'd be like, all right, bye. She doesn't need me then. Like, she's not a 5-year-old kid.
Do you not still
No.
find that some teenagers are innocent though? Like, not all teenagers are like corrupt.
Yeah.
No. Everything about it I hate. I'm like, no. No, no, no. No. No.
I haven't even seen the film. So, and it's been like 15 years since I read the book. So I have no opinion.
That's just one of the small things. That's not even all of it. That's just one thing from it that I just hate. And I'm like,
Please see the show and do a full rant on your channel,
Yeah.
because I would love to watch that.
watch the show and do the biggest rant ever in comparison. It's going to be as long as like Gav's Animorphs video.
I don't care. Divide it in parts.
Like that 4.5 hour video, just me raving and ranting about this show.
I don't
Oh,
care because it's gonna be fun. Okay,
not
I
a
have
fan of
here.
anything done with it. Not at all.
I have here the last timer of the night, which is a beautiful, cozy house.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, I'm sure it will be cool. Think positive. See?
Yeah.
There's
Don't
nothing
judge
positive.
until
Like,
you've seen it.
every single thing I've seen about this show is not positive. Like,
I saw loads of people, like I was talking about this recently with the James Bond when Daniel Craig was cast as
Mhm.
like James Bond. Loads of people were like, "No, we can't have James Bond being blonde. Like that's never going to work." And I think he's a great James Bond. Like loads of people were
yeah,
eating
right.
their words. So you can't judge until you've seen something and see what they've done with
Think.
it.
It can go lower than you already know it's low. So it can only go higher. So it can
No,
only
it
get
can't.
better.
Trust me, it could get worse. It could get so much worse.
I don't believe that.
Just,
You put it in the lowest tier. So
I know for a fact it's just gonna be so bad.
You did warn us.
yeah, but I wanted to know. I'm curious. Sorry.
Just trying to control myself now because all I can feel is my anger bubbling, and I'm like, just stay calm, stay calm. I hate
Ooh.
everything they've done with that. I really have. Even my dog is literally just like, "Are you okay?" That's when it's bad when he's like, "No, I know she's talking about that show again. I'm going to make sure she's all right again."
Okay. Let's go for the last one.
Cool.
I'll just mute myself already and see you soon. And time. Damn, it ended in a good part.
How far in are you?
No. I want to read more, but I can't. I'm too tired. But
Yeah,
like,
I'm tired.
but it's a good part. They're fighting a monster. I need answers. How it was your arc, Sam?
I read 5%, and it's interesting.
Did she kill already the sister? Or
No, but she's talking about why she doesn't like her sister, and I agree her sister is vile. So I'm not going to be sad that she dies.
so she's the kind worth killing.
Yeah, she's not very nice.
And you, Ashley?
I read 6 pages. So I read 6 pages, but on the upside, I did get to page 100.
Yeah.
And I started, well, so I do a reading tracker, but I do my reading tracker midnight to midnight. So, yeah. But I read from page 35 up to like 97 between midnight and midnight. So, I read quite a chunk, which I'm happy about.
So, I think we will call it a day because we are all tired. But Elizabeth read 24, Hope read 35, Vincent got 18, Jam got close to her goal of 400 pages in The Shining. Nice.
Got this, Jam.
And Lola has only 80 pages to finish the book. So you can finish totally today because it's already morning in Australia. Thank you all for joining us for one more week. We stay longer this week. I'm happy. Yes. Sam and Ashley channel are down below as always. We see you in the next week. Bye bye.
Bye.